180!
It's all about Barney, of course, coming up the Grand Slam in a couple of weeks' time. Barney retains his title, won it there, beat Michael in the final last year, and that was the start of the resurgence of Barney. You know, but he was doubting himself too much, and all of a sudden, rocks up there, wins here, and all of a sudden we've got the best Barney back again. But still at times, when he gets behind and he can't find the treble 20, he keeps doubting himself. And that's the part of Barney I don't understand. He doesn't know, or he doesn't seem to get that motivation that some players do to get themselves revved up to try and get it back. He tends to accept things that are going to happen if they happen to happen, you know, which I find hard to understand sometimes.
Well, it is so often about belief with Barney, and he pretty languidly threw in a 140 to start the match. The more he does that, the more he will believe.
60.
He can't remember. He can't forget the. It's Andrew Gilding now.
139.
Can't forget, you know, the World Championship final, the last one we had at the Circus Tavern, and it went to the decider. And the bullseye that Barney hit to throw first, you know, then Taylor hits a 180. Barney follows him with a 180. You know, probably the best dart match of all times. And then all of a sudden you go downhill from there. He just, you know, started to try and throw like Phil Taylor, and
44.
if you've just beaten Phil Taylor, why do you want to change?
You almost get the feeling with Barney, you just want to shake him and make him watch a video of that game before every time he goes on stage.
I used to actually tell him that, Dan, you know, when I spoke to him. Why don't you watch the video of that to see how your darts went in and how good you were? You know, then you can't doubt yourself.
'81. Raymond, you require 24.
Well, double 12 for Barney for a 13 dart leg, and that'll be a very satisfactory way of starting things out. He's got to go all the way across the board for double 6. Three pretty poor efforts at the doubles there from Barney. Gilding, looking at 137. Tough ask in anyone's book.
97.
Well, he's certainly put the pressure on. Now, if Barney goes inside this double 6 and has to go down to the 3s, Gilding may get a chance, or will he? Well, he's busted it. He's overpitched. So a chance here for Gilding. And Andrew, you know, he's quite experienced. This won't frighten him. It certainly doesn't. When he takes that first leg now, we talked about the attitude of Barney. Will that affect him if he starts to miss the treble now and he starts to shake his head? So if Gilding can fire in a nice strong leg here on the throw, he'll start asking the questions.
Well, Barney wins the ball, starts off with a 140 and ends up losing the leg after faffing about on the doubles. He was on for a 13 darter, remember.
60.
This is not what the crowd came to see.
No, it certainly ain't. We all wanted the man to turn up.
59.
Barney firing on all cylinders, but at the moment, well, that's a better dart. Be very surprised we don't see another one in there.
140.
Yeah, you just know when that first dart is right with players that it's going to be followed.
'96.
Yeah, it was that wonderful moment. I think it was that World Championship game when he came back at Taylor after starting so poorly.
140.
And he was nodding before he even hit the third of a 180. He knew. He just knew before he'd even let go of the dart. It was going exactly where he wanted it.
96.
The ironic thing about that World Championship that Colin Lloyd had 3 single darts to beat him in the last 16. 3 sets to 0 up he was, Lloydie on Barney.
65.
Barney clawed him back in a dart at the bullseye, a dart at double top, then another dart at double top. And the rest is history. Barney went on to beat Phil Taylor in the final. We're in the same situation
81.
again. You know, Barney's going to get down to the double
96.
first. Is he going to take it out, or is he going to let Gilding in again?
He needs to find that treble. Doesn't do so.
56. Andrew, you require 111.
Gilding only needs one treble himself. Not that one.
$39.
So Barney looking to break back.
40.
3 clear darts at double top. Having to move down to double 10. Well, hopefully that settles the big man down.
Third leg.
What he should do, if he'd have missed that double 10 and Gilding taking the double out, then we may have seen a shake of the head of Barney, but that should settle him down. So he's had a good break. I have to say, it looks like he's put a couple of pound on. Hope he's had too much of a relaxing break.
Only so much you can disguise with a black top and a new haircut.
No, that is a great dart from Gilding. He's the,
100.
you know, like I keep saying, you know, especially when you're playing someone like Barneveld, you know, when that first start is so good, you've got to follow it up, because you know that if you don't, you will get punished for it.
Oh, Barney
140.
certainly gets. I thought he was on for the maximum there, really, after seeing the first dart. As it is, we're still awaiting the first 180 in this game.
97.
Well, Gilding still plugging away.
Unfortunate from Barney there.
94. Andrew, you require 164.
Well, it's anyone's game, this.
He's going down the 57s. 2 of those would have left in the bullseye. Now I'll go back up. He'll stay up there.
44.
Well, he went for
Raymond, you
the
require 110.
went for the 25, which would have left him 100. But Barney now.
$58. Andrew, you require 120.
Well, that could be
100. Raymond,
third
you
breaker
require
throw in the
52.
match. Missing out on double top. Raymond van Barneveld, 52 wanted. That leaves in double 16. Once again, struggling to find the target, but sneaks it in there with his final dart. And Raymond van Barneveld holds his throw and takes a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, certainly not a vintage Barneveld, but he's doing enough. He's nicking the double with the last dart there. You know, Gilding would have felt,
85.
I'm going to get a chance here. And it does hurt you when you're standing behind the player and he keeps hitting the double with his last dart.
Well, that looks a decent dart there for Raymond van Barneveld, and the second one is exactly where you'd expect it to be. And the third one, well, it's more surprising that it missed.
Yeah, Barney now
58.
needs to get on a bit of a run. Start pushing this average up to over 90. It's only just 82 at the moment. Well, 85 now. And that's another perfect dart.
It's a little unfortunate there, but as you say, Rod, that first dart's so important. If he keeps putting that in the right place, that scoring will improve. And his confidence will improve.
96.
And that average will just go shooting up. He's stolen the darts from Gilding here. Another good first dart from Raymond van Barneveld, and he's not quite capitalising on it as he would have hoped.
105.
He does love that finish though. 156.
Yeah, he does, but you know, the way them trebles were sitting, you know, I'd have stayed up there. You know, 60's better than the 25.
34.
Sometimes the risk is worth the reward, and I know We've seen him take this out so many times, and he has been putting the first dart in the treble, like he has done there.
There's almost a little pause for that second dart, and I'm not sure why. It might have been he just didn't grip it properly, but it sort of interrupted his rhythm, perhaps, when
82.
we all knew what he was trying to do.
128.
We all kind of expected him to do it. But Gilding stays there.
Well, 72 scored, 56 left. That leaves
88.
double top. So treble 14 for Barneveld for a 3-1 lead. Oh, now he's only going to get a dart at the bullseye. That's 13 now. The bullseye for Van Barneveld.
28. Andrew, you require 40. Aim shot.
Well, Andrew Gilding levels things up.
Fifth leg Raymond.
He's not lying down.
Game on.
The man from Bungay in East Anglia.
$60.
Bad visit to the board for Barney, so a chance here for Gilding to get a bit of a... He just needs to pitch this up a bit.
140.
Great darts from Gilding. Gives him a bit of an advantage. And now Barney's going to have to follow that 140. Now he's got to slide this around the corner, which he's done well with the second. And the third.
140.
Good response from Barney. We do have a former world champion in action on stage 2 at the minute, Steve Beaton. 3-1 up on Daryl Gurney. We've already seen Jamie Caven and Joe Cullen, the most recent players through to the second round from the second stage. There's another 140 in this leg.
Barney's done that again, Dan. You know, has to stop. Like you say, it doesn't look like he's got the grip
57.
right. You know, when he first picks up the dart, brings it up to the eye line, and he's not holding it right, so have to bring it down again. And a little bit of frustration coming. As you can see, the averages there. Gilding, the overall average.
60.
Barney's just winning the first dart, 9 dart average, but he would expect another 10 points on that.
And there is one leg where Barney was faffing around on double 6 and
98.
hitting the 13, and that's dragging down his overall average. But Gilding has been pretty consistent through this match.
There's 77 scored, 84 left. Up the treble 20s, or
97.
well, it's going to give him at least 1 dart of the double if Barney doesn't take this out. And if he hits the treble 20 and it's in a good position, you know, I think he should stay on that treble 20. Well, that's a bad dart from Raymond. He'll know it. So Gilding, a chance here to take the lead.
44.
And it would be another break of
Andrew
throw.
requires 64.
16 for double 16. Oh no, 8 for tops.
44.
Frustration, but Barney's going to have to take out a ton plus here. And that is no gimme. 82 left. Oh, double 11.
91.
Yeah, again, the first dart was perfect for what Raymond does. He can pitch over the top of the dart, and that was laying perfect to be able to do that. So now Gilding wants the double 5. You can't give away chances like this to someone like
16.
Barney. Now I'd have busted that because he's coming back for 2s. That's if he gets a visit. I'd have rather come back to 10s than I would 2s. But Barney now double 4 to nick the leg. Nick the leg he does.
Well, the crowd appreciate it. Andrew Gilding will be kicking himself there. Cardinal Sen of missing inside on the double 5 with 2 darts in your hand.
No, you're right. You know, go 3-2 up.
60.
You're going to start to put that element of doubt in Barney's mind, you know. And if he hasn't played competitive darts for a couple of weeks, your edge is a little bit gone, and puts Barney on the back foot, but now he's on the front foot.
57.
Not capitalising. Needs to impose himself on this match, Raymond van Barneveld.
57.
You know the player he can be. Unfortunately, some days, doesn't seem like Barney remembers.
There's no question that Barney overthinks the game too much. You know, he asked a lot of people, do you think I'm playing with the right darts, the right flights? You know, Barney, just get up there and throw darts. With the talent that he's got, that rhythm, you know, it's a joy to watch. Like we talk about, you know, Lewis and Anderson and Taylor and Van Gerwen. You know, sometimes you do overthink the game when you're on a bit of a downer.
140.
I know he's a big fan of Lego, likes to switch off by playing with Lego, building things. He's made a cracking Statue of Liberty, I've seen, Barney. I don't know if he wants to bring one out, stick it on the table with
60.
the drinks. Just try and occupy his mind on something else rather than worrying about how he keeps missing the targets he's going for. But that is a perfect first dart again from Barney. And following it up with his second.
140.
Well, you perhaps forgive him there. He's looked to clatter into the first two darts and just slid it past them.
Well, we know what Barney's Christmas present is going to be now.
Yeah, I think he's got all of it, to be honest.
Perhaps we'll take him to Legoland when he comes home for the World Championships for a day.
Lovely dart from Barney. That is perfect. Two darts. And that really should give him a boost. I mean, taking out those two dart finishes, treble, double, and still have a dart left in your hand.
Yeah, you think that would spur him on now. Two legs clear. This is where the Barney of old would just pressure now and go on and win it 6-2. But Gilding, you know, he still can't take him lightly. He could easily throw a 12 darter. He's capable of it. But that
97.
fifth leg, when Gilding's had 3 darts at a double, you know, we talk about things that change a game completely, and that did. It put Barney on a high and Gilding on the back foot.
Barney looking for a 180 and
40.
just misses out. Once again, a great first start from Barney and not able to find the maximum, but he'll take 140s. He has hit 9 of them.
60.
See the checkout statistics, 1 in 3. Pretty average from both players in that respect, you have to say.
91.
Yeah, 33%. It's a bit low. You know, anything over 40 is reasonable. 50 plus, you're more than happy with. But 3 of those darts, as I say for Gilding, was in the 5th leg to go 3-2 up. And that is no question cost Gilding perhaps the game.
Well, that's much better from Barney. Leaves himself tops. It just seems a lighter atmosphere in the hall now that Barney has
32.
just stepped it up half a gear in the last couple of legs. Since he got the let off, saw out that 5th leg, decent 6th leg, and it looks for all the world like he's going within 1 leg of the 2nd round here.
20.
But he's making us wait for it.
He certainly is, but Gilding can't go out on the 172, so he's going to return for 3 more darts. Interesting if Gilding can hit another one of those trebles, which he's done to lead double 16. You know, if Barney's dart is inside here and hits the 10 and have to travel up to the 5s, then we may have a different... But no, straight in the middle. Cleanly wins the leg and leads 5-2, and Gilding now throwing to stay in the match.
58.
And what these fans here wouldn't give for Barney to just turn on something special. 10-11 darter to close the game out here. I'll tell you what, it could be Peter Wright for him in the next round, and what a game that would be. Peter Wright has got to beat John Bowles, and we know John Bowles is a tough old customer. But
tough is the word, an ex-professional rugby player,
yeah,
John
quite.
Bowles.
The Bulldog. But Peter Wright, I tell you, what a player he is.
He's playing extremely well, one of the most improved players on the circuit. Well, finally, we've got a 180 in this game from Raymond van Barneveld. Yeah, if it is right in the next round, then Barney's going to have to get out of the gate quicker, because at the moment, the way Peter Wright's playing, he won't give Barney a second chance.
Completely. And you know, we talk about Barney's being a lovely action to watch.
45.
Peter Wright, I think it's beautiful. It's just so simple. Stays stock still.
Be interesting to see what colour shirt he has on to what colour hair he has to have.
I think it was purple and yellow when I saw it earlier, the hairdo.
95.
We sometimes have to put him on after the watershed. Scares the kids, the colour of his hair.
I'll tell you what, between his hair and Jack Nolat's tie, you're going to be smacking the side of your laptop just to make sure the contrast's right.
Well, Barney now, he likes the 156 and the 136, and this he likes even better. Kind of get an impression, well, he can slide this over the top of that flight. Oh. I really
71.
expected Barney to have a shot at that, take it out. But he's let Gilding in. This to stay in the hunt. 54, leaves 54. That leaves double top to stay in the match. Double top, it is. Gilding takes out 108. And now Raymond steps up and needs to hold to his throat.
Well, that was a leg where Barney had hit his first 180. But 108 checkout from Gilding.
100.
Takes us into leg number 9. And if he could break here, then he'd only have to hold his throw and we'd be into a deciding leg.
25.
I think with all the players nowadays, Dan, they're not scared of any of what we call the big players. You know, they'll get up there and if they get chances, they'll beat you. They don't get scared of who they're playing. I mean, I see young Keegan Brown play Phil Taylor in Ireland, and he beat Phil Taylor 6-1. And the joy on the young man's face was
83.
worth it, you know, worth every penny of that. And, you know, he didn't get scared of Phil Taylor on the board. It's only afterwards that he's realised what he's done. Same with Andrew. Andrew can come up and beat Barney as he hits another 180, second on the trot from consecutive legs.
Well, 180 on his own throw is putting Barney in charge.
100.
Gilding may not be showing any fear, but he's still trailing here. And Barney looking to close this out. 61 left. Well, is he going to go for the bull? Yes, he is, and he's going to take it out. What a way to finish. 6-3 to Raymond van Barneveld. And he does finish with a flourish. A 1-2-1 check out after 180s in the last 2 legs. And the 5-time world champion delights the home turn support. A 90 average. Not spectacular. He may need to produce something spectacular in the next round, where he faces Peter Wright or John Bone.
180!